Dark. Dark, god damn it. You motherfucker. Where the fuck have you been? You son of a bitch. You just walk out of ICU, signed out with Hakuna Matata, and just disappear for a couple days and leave me this fucking mess, you piece of shit. Just gonna stand there, stare at me? Huh? Come on, say something, Dark. Say something. Come on, Dark. Say it. Come on. What do you got to say for yourself? Silent, huh? Just completely speechless. Don't even know. Message me. We need to talk. Then talk, motherfucker. Talk. I'm here. Well, I'm waiting. Come on.
We need to talk.
Yeah, you fucking telling me, piece of shit. Motherfucker.
Okay. You're hitting me.
You check yourself out of ICU with a Hakuna Matata note? Don't say any fucking thing? Piece of shit, you leave me to deal with all this crap?
You hit me again, Craig.
I might hit you again. I'm probably going to hit you again.
I
you know
prefer
all the
if
shit
you
I had to
did.
put up with? You know, all the crap I had to put up with? You know how the marshals basically, I was this close to falling apart. The whole goddamn marshals are almost missing, or almost gone.
I listened to the recording.
Which one? There's a lot.
The one of Ashira?
Yeah? You're the one with McNulty?
No, I listened to the Ashira one and then I sent you an email.
Yeah. Well, she's gone. And she took she took a bunch of the faceless paperwork.
That's accurate? Like, we have evidence she did that?
Yes. She's literally the only one who accessed that room that entire day until we found it.
Are we charging her?
What do we charge her with? We don't have a charge for that.
Treason?
Yeah, unfortunately treason's written very poorly.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either. I'd love to go for it.
They did it with Harboring a Fugitive. Let's do it with treason too. She's stealing fucking information on a terrorist organization to go, and I assume give it to them. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know about that, but she literally the whole day that last day, she was in contact with Frederick White and fucking Isaac Smith.
Yeah. I mean, why the fuck else would you steal that shit?
Yeah, that stupid. You know that stupid old motherfucker stabbed the shit out of me?
Oh.
Isaac. Pestilence, whatever his name is.
He stabbed you? Or?
Yeah, I towed his car. And he freaked out and stabbed the shit out of me. A whole bunch with like a wooden stake.
And now you're sick.
And now I'm sick. Yeah. Yeah, that fucking steak was probably infected.
Probably.
You know what's crazy is Oshiro was there watching it happen, and she didn't call 911 until I passed out.
Okay. Let's.
Big shocker, right? Because I towed her bike too. Because they were meeting here at the fucking marshal's office. Where are you going?
I want to talk outside. The air's too thick in here. I don't like it.
You know, you have the panel here. I've been trying to get this place decorated. But your ass went off all Hakuna Matata and vanished into the ether.
I didn't vanish. I was here. Right, so tell me what happened with Oshiro first. How did that even come about?
From the stabbing. So I met her up here. Or I didn't meet her up here. She was meeting Pestilence off duty. Her car, or his car and her bike were parked out front. And they were illegally parked. And you know how I've been. People have been treating this place like a goddamn jungle gym. And I've towed probably 25 cars that whole week. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? A marshal is going to do this in front of the building? No. So I towed her bike and his car. And I sat there and waited for them to go find it. She came outside, and I guess she realized her bike was missing. And you know what I watched her do? Off duty?
Lockpick a car? I read this.
Smash a fucking window and lockpick the car. And I should have fired her ass. I should have fired her right there. But I went against my better judgment. I went against my gut. And I was like, you know what? We're weak right now. We're small. We can kind of get through this. And we decided with Weiss to suspend her for 7 days. And you know what her response to that was?
Well,
tell the whole fucking city that she was suspended for lockpicking and breaking into a car for joyriding.
Was she bragging or what?
Yeah, basically. Trying to turn the whole city against us. Because the people who were like, oh, that's super petty. I can't believe Barrett would do something like that. It was either that or why the fuck aren't the marshals just terminating somebody who was corrupt for breaking into a car? You know what? She's fucking right. We should have terminated her ass immediately. And it probably would have saved us a whole headache. But instead, we gave her that option. And then a couple days in, she gave notice to Weiss that she was going to quit. But Weiss was like, no, just wait on it. Sit on it. Wait until your 7 days are up. 7 days come up, and she calls a BCSO deputy and is like, hey, or no, she resigns, and then I find all this shit, right? Like the next day, she's calling BCSO deputies, oh, hey, I need to turn myself in for evidence tampering. And they're like, what? Of course, the BCSO deputies are like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She's like, yeah, I need to turn myself in for evidence tampering. She was basically trying to force them to charge her so that so that she would be protected from double jeopardy. Because when I brought her in interrogation, she had zero to fucking say. Suddenly, she didn't want to turn herself in anymore. She didn't know what the fuck we were talking about.
I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. How does she go? Like, I can't see her getting pissed about getting suspended to potentially working with Isaac and the terrorist organization.
She's been with them the whole time, Dark. She literally meets Isaac all the fucking time. Remember all the times we had to get onto her about writing reports because she was meeting with them and people were calling her out?
Yeah, but I gave her permission to do that because the idea was to gain information.
Yeah, and that's okay to get permission to do that. That's fine. That's not the problem. The problem is not writing anything down from it and not sharing any information from it. If we're gathering information, share the fucking information. She didn't write a single report on any of that shit. And then we made her finally sit down and write all of them.
Right, but
they're going to find out she's like all buddy with him and shit like that, and sat there and watched the guy fucking stab me.
Yeah, but that still doesn't make sense. I don't You
This
want
is
to
in my ass. Don't question it.
No. Let's get under the cover. It doesn't make sense to me why. I mean, regardless of motivation here, if she's taken those documents, that helps them. And she's going to be giving them to somebody, and it's going to be helping them in some way.
The water's blowing into us. There's no cover here.
What the? It's fine.
It's not fine. It's. I'm getting soaked.
You won't drown, Greg.
God. Okay, fine. We can sit out here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just crashing out.
But regardless, it helps them out in some way, shape, or form. But then her partner was attacked by them on several occasions by attack helicopters.
Yeah, well,
they try to murder him.
Yeah. And maybe it was part of the cover. Maybe they tried. Maybe they shot at him, trying to make it look like that. But he's just as bad on it too. He tried to cover for her.
McNulty did.
I caught him on that fucking lie. Yeah, McNulty tried to cover for her. They tried to coordinate a story, and I caught them slipping on it. And you can hear it in the interrogations. If you listen to McNulty's, I caught him slipping on it.
What was her story?
Her story was that she came. So I called McNulty asking him originally if Oshira had been to the office earlier in the day before resigning. And he paused. And he was like, yeah, she was there earlier to pick up some of her personal belongings before she resigned, right?
I see. Okay.
And then she's like, oh, yeah, I came up there to get a thank you card from Bell. But then when she came in and resigned, she said she hadn't gotten anything, and we went to the personal lockers to clear her personal locker out because she hadn't cleared it out yet. So then we go to the evidence lockers and deposit it all in, right?
Hmm.
And when in my interrogation with her, she says, oh, yeah, I went to my lockers to get my stuff out of it. But I sat there and I watched her empty her personal locker out, including a bunch of personal belongings, because I moved it all from 34 to the report locker. But she didn't go to the evidence lockers. In her own statement, she went to clear her personal locker out. But then later it was, oh, well, you know, it was a locker. The locker. When I said my locker, I meant, you know, a locker. Like you said your personal locker. Yeah, I had to clear my personal locker out.
I heard it.
And they got tripped up on it.
What did you find in this subpoena?
Communications. I mean, it's literally just her. It's a lot of, not a lot of like incriminating stuff definitively, but you can see her communicating with Frederick White a lot. And Smith. And she communicates with people around the time when she reportedly went in there and stole the stuff, which is about 1900 GMT.
What about that empty folder that was on the desk?
Not sure. She won't tell us. We have to face it. We were infiltrated. It sucks, but we hired a criminal. And as hypocritical as to say, it fucked us. Maybe we're gonna. It's not like we can go back and be like, "Oh no, we'll never hire a criminal again," because we're gonna. And it's not like we could have known beforehand, but we got fucked. We gave her too much freedom, and maybe in the future we need to lock it down with some of these guys.
I can't wrap my head around it. I think it's...
She's a terrorist. And her husband is a sergeant in the BCSO, and he's in on it too. And there's nothing we can do because we can't prove it. And the county police departments won't step in and do something unless we get charges. because they're all fucking police. I'll tell you, if it was me, suspended at least. But it's not me. I'm sorry, I hold my people to a higher accountability, which sounds also hypocritical because I suspended her instead of firing her. Right now, I'm kicking myself in the ass. I swear to God, I'm never going to make the mistake again. If Marshall fucks up like that, they are gone. I am done with leeway. I am done being trying to be the nice guy, because all it does is ever bite me in the ass.
Did we search her properties or anything like that?
Nope, I needed the interviews first. So she doesn't have any properties, but McNulty does. Now, obviously, we can't search McNulty's properties without confirmation that she lives there. But in McNulty's interview, I made him confirm that she lives there as a primary resident, so we can raid McNulty's house. McNulty's cars, McNulty's house, her properties, her cars. We can get them both.
We need to find those documents then.
We definitely need to find those documents. If she hasn't handed them off to somebody else already.
That's my concern.
I flew into Marsh to try and rebuild us, because at the point after Oshira left and you vanished, it was me and 2 rookies who didn't have any law enforcement experience. They had fucking law experience.
So who we got? I saw Luka Kovacic.
Yeah. And Kenny Pascal.
You don't even know the guy's
Just
name?
got his keys. Yeah, I know his name. I'm just gonna remember how to say his name. Hey, your key card should be activated now. Go to the front marshal desk and make sure you can clock in, and then ask Luke to help you get your dispatch stuff sorted. All right. All right. Don't worry, you'll spend plenty of time in the locker room as well, making outfits. It's part of your training. All right, bye-bye. I have another one in the works. I'm trying to get flown in. I think we're gonna have to offer him a pretty good package, but I think it would be a pretty good pickup. Is your body camera on?
Yeah.
Mute it briefly. Mm-hmm. Rebuild from the ground up again? Yeah. You'll probably want to catch up on all the reports and announcements and things like that. I've had to make a lot of executive decisions. We're resetting our priority. The priority objectives list. Any investigations that don't involve a criminal entity of some kind are now on the back burner. We're handing it off to county. I went through and all of our reports, every report that was a state marshal report that didn't have anything to do with some kind of government entity was transferred to an investigative report.
Why do we do that?
Because we don't have the manpower, and we have way too much going on right now with the priority objective of investigating internal corruption. The county police departments are getting started. Everything that was being held close to chest is affecting the whole state. There was no sense in holding it anymore. It all needed to become public. The criminals out there had more information than we did because we were trying to keep things close to chest, but that was that was inhibiting the police forces in general. We're getting slaughtered out there, Dark. Since you've been gone, Class 2s have completely taken over the state. It's
Do we know where they're
fucking
coming from?
war. No clue. But a little while ago, all of our guns rapidly deteriorated and oxidized, and everything was gone. But within a matter of days after that happened, Class 2s completely flooded the streets. And this is after we had somewhere around 700 guns, broken, oxidized guns, turned over to us. Something happened, something changed. People are making moves. Oshira's flipped, and I'm guessing something like that must have set something in motion.
Right. So I assume if we're turning everything over, then there are members of County PD looking into the Class 2s, right? There's a detailed
Yes.
and extensive investigation.
Well, they're trying. There's not much to go on. They're having to fight them off constantly, Dark. Give me an example. Shift 2, just 3 days ago. There were 9 Class 2 involved shootings in Shift 2 alone in one day. More than
Jesus
70
Christ,
1013 alphas. 70 1013 alphas in a single shift. It's bad, Dark. We're losing control of this town. We've been too nice. We've been too soft. And we let it get out of control, and now it's really hard to claw our way back. Even if we were to pull it out and pull out all the stops and go crazy with paperwork and raids and stuff like that, I think we're too far gone. We're losing it.
First the plague and now the guns.
We're a hair away from losing the state, Dark.
What the fuck are we gonna do about it?
Fight until we have to activate the contingency.
How's Flores doing? Is he alright?
He's okay. He's struggling with moderating himself a little bit, which is why I'm not pushing him to full marshal yet. He still makes bad decisions on when to get him involved with county police scenarios. Like he showed up to a class 2 shooting with the blacked out Buffalo with no light bar on it, and wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Okay.
And obviously nearly got himself called out and shot because he was running around with a gun in a Hawaiian shirt and a black gauntlet or a black Buffalo. He used a drone without authorization. So keeping him at deputy marshal for now. I've had to be reiterated with him. You do not have authority to use these tools. You need to moderate yourself. That's what we're watching. In order to go full marshal, we need to see that you can moderate yourself.
Okay. And do we have a director yet?
Still Weiss.
What's going on, man?
It's the state of the state.
It's not the state of the
We're in
state.
shambles.
That's a DOJ. We have
Yeah.
the legislation. Why haven't they chosen someone to be the director already?
Well, you disappeared.
And I don't have to be the director. You've
No,
been
they do
around
value
that.
your input. Yeah. And look what happened when I was taking over. We fucking nearly lost the damn department.
I think that's being dramatic, I'll be honest. Well, because we lost one marshal, that the whole thing was going to fall apart.
Technically, we lost 2. We lost you for a hot minute. We honestly thought you were gone.
Yeah, so did I.
What made you come back?
Duty. Yeah, I'm not. I had no intentions of abandoning the marshals or abandoning the city. I just needed time.
What was with the weird fucking Hakuna Matata thing you left on your ICU note?
Just something I read about. Didn't want to leave without saying anything, but didn't know what to say.
Your husband was scared. Do you know how much it sucked to look at your husband and tell him, I have no idea what happened to Dark? You're a real piece of shit for that.
Maybe. Yeah. I've spoken to him already.
And Maple?
He was in the ICU, right? Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He was worried about you.
What do we, Who's leading the whole case about against Dr. Smith? Who's doing that?
I don't think anyone wants to touch it. Nobody's willing to do it. I was literally stabbed and positively identified. I positively identified him myself. Oshira positively identified him. They know that he's the one that stabbed me, and nobody put a warrant out for him. I can't put the warrant out because I'm the direct victim. But they're refusing to put a warrant out for him. We have the torture video. I think the statute of limitations is pretty much up. Nobody will put a warrant out for him. BCSO has made the determination they're not going to handle anything regarding the lighthouse anymore. The whole department has said, nope, we're not touching it. Yep. The whole department has said they are not looking at the lighthouse. They're all prohibited from going to the lighthouse. Everybody's convinced that this guy is an immortal being. That he is untouchable and it's not worth going after. He's he's a deranged psychopath, and he's out to try and kill people. You know he's been threatening that old guy at the lighthouse, Norman?
Yeah.
You know how much of a pain in the ass it was to track down Norman's phone number so I could properly warn him like an actual law enforcement official because nobody else wanted to do it?
Quite respectfully, at some point you got to consider the idea that you might be wrong.
Wrong about what?
That he's not who everybody says he is.
Yeah, that's the point. He's not who everybody says he is. Everybody says he's some god, some immortal being that we can't touch. I am accepting the fact that he's not, and I seem to be the only person who thinks sanely here, reasonably.
I'm telling you that you're wrong. So I'm saying at some point you're gonna have to accept that.
How is it wrong, Dark? You really think he's some untouchable godly being? And that we should just give up and just leave it be. So then what's the point? Why do we even investigate? We can't touch this guy. He's untouchable. We can't get him. So we might as well drop the case and let just things happen naturally. In fact, if that's the point, we're all just going to die of this plague. Let's activate the contingency now, Dark. Then what's the fucking point of us? Let's go up to the FI building, go to the 39th floor, pop in those doors, plug our keys in, and blow this whole fucking state to smithereens.
Yeah, I do believe that stuff. It's true.
Next, you're going to tell me you're immortal. Are you immortal? Are you the next immortal one, Dark? Is that what's going to happen? Is that maybe I put one round right into your skull and it's just going to bounce off? Nothing's going to happen. Is that what it is, Dark? I'm just crazy. I'm the crazy one who thinks that there are just mortal people out there, but nope, everyone's immortal. They're just not going to be able to get hurt. So we should just leave it all be. Nothing's going to happen.
I didn't say that. But in terms of going after Dr. Smith or Norman, nothing good would come of it.
So we just leave it be and let it all burn.
No,
let them continue to infect people. Let them continue to kill people. It's fine. Let them terrorize the city without any repercussions because there's nothing we can do. Then yes, we march up to the FIB building and we do it.
I'm telling you, as a fact, as law enforcement, we won't be able to do anything against Dr. Smith. That doesn't mean we can't do anything to his conspirators and accomplices, like Wayne Freeman and Chang, and everybody who's working with him to spread this shit.
So we just start popping them?
I think we gotta control what we can control. And that is the people who are working with these guys to try and destroy this island and kill everybody in it. I mean, Craig, you got sick after you came in contact with the guy.
He stabbed me. Of course I got infected. The guy had a fucking wooden stake. It was literally the size of Radich's dick. It was massive.
I was in a full hazmat suit and I got sick when I met him. Explain that.
You had a hole somewhere. We're not exactly professionals at this shit. He had a needle, and needles can puncture right through that shit. That's why the clean rooms don't have any sharp edges.
Didn't touch me.
There's some reason for it. Either maybe the biological material he has is smaller than 4 microns and was able to get through your filter. He's not just magic. Just wills you into sickness. How the fuck are we supposed to compete? Like, what the hell are we supposed to do against that if that's the case? I have to believe that that's not true, Dark. I have to. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point? It's like believing in God in general, the Christian God. I had to stop believing in him. That's why I'm an atheist. I had to stop. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point? If some overlordly creator is setting our destiny in stone, and all the bad shit that's happened to me is because of what he set in place, is that's what he's put in place for me, and that all this bad shit is just predetermined to happen to me regardless, and that's what that person plans for all the detrimental things in society, all the homeless people, all the starvation, all the sickness, cancers, death, that's all his big plan, and that this God loves to just torture and murder and maim people, and that we have no control over it, if that's what I have to believe and just surrender myself to that, Jesus Christ, I would have lost my marbles a long time ago. I don't believe in it because I can't believe in it. Because if I believe in that stuff, then it's hopeless. There's nothing left. So I have to keep looking for the logical explanations. Something to fight back to give me hope that there is something that can be done.
I think we're two sides of the same coin, Craig. I was exactly in your position 7 years ago. I was told that my son was wrapped up with Norman Bones, a name I'd only read in the fucking newspaper, has been shot for being a serial killer. And then, you know, I did the cop thing, and I looked into it and tried to figure shit out. And then I was hearing stories about how one of the command members was off duty living at the lighthouse and had a fucking rifle and shot this guy, Norman, at the lighthouse in the head, and it bounced off. And then I heard they got C4 and tried to blow the place up, and it didn't fucking work. And I'm still like, okay, well, maybe, you know, maybe it was a dud C4. Maybe they got sold some shit. Maybe he shot a blank and missed. You know, all this stuff was running through my head, too. Because I had to put logic to it. But then you actually see things. Like, you actually see things firsthand. And it throws your world upside down. And it's not a nice feeling, man. It's not a nice feeling. So I get it. But I'm still in the same position that even though I know for a fact that these people are what people say they are, I still have to look for the logic in the situation, because I can't physically throw my hands up and say, fuck it. Then they're going to do what they're going to do, and there's nothing we can do about it. I didn't do that before, and I'm not going to do it now. It might not be obvious, because it's not our normal day-to-day job, but there's always something that we can do. Right now, I think that's going after the people helping them. Maybe we try and articulate terrorism or treason for assisting these people, and we lock them up until this whole thing's over. I don't know. Hopelessness is what will let them win. I'll be honest, I think maybe you think I'm crazy for all this shit, but for death and pestilence to be here on this island, and maybe even war, it's because people like you and me, people like my husband and my daughter, people who want to do good, with a minority. The people who want to do bad, and they want to hurt people, and they want to cause the things that those things represent, that's the majority. That's a thing that you have experienced yourself, and you've crashed out about. So I know you know what I'm talking about. And just logically for a second, go back to being the man who believed in God, and maybe read the Bible. If these really are the four horsemen, they're here for a reason. They're here to wipe the slate clean. And maybe that can be something people agree with. And it makes sense if you just believe in that for a minute. Maybe you've got to let your world turn upside down, Craig, and get a different perspective on all this.
It's incredibly difficult for someone with such a logical thinking mind.
It is. But the logical man doesn't deny possibilities. Because what if that possibility is the truth?
And what if the truth is impossibility? I want to keep believing that I'm the keeper of my own fate.
If it puts you at ease, yeah. There's nothing that I've found out in all these years that would lead me to believe that we're not the drivers of our own path. You hear about these people making deals because they're trying to fix their own path. I'll be honest. With knowing everything that I know, and with everything going on right now, there is part of me that just feels like I'm a pawn on a chessboard, and I'm just along for the ride. But I don't want to feel like that. I don't plan to stay that way.
Yeah, but even a pawn that fights hard enough can become a queen. Do you want to be a queen, Dark?
Damn right. I know it ain't easy, and I know it's not an easy ask either, but even if you don't want to believe everything that everyone's telling you, maybe just at least try and look at it from a different perspective and see if it adds up then.
And what do we do?
Well, I think we need to go after the people working with them. We need to lock O'Shea up. I need to lock everybody up who's been working with Dr. Smith. If we take pieces off the board, then the game gets harder for them. What's happening with DOC? Are they on the right path, or
Honestly, yes. Gary is killing it up there. Because you know Scotty and them are out, right?
yeah, I'm aware.
Gary's running it. They have, you know, that building outside of the prison?
I was
Not the
told that's been
visitation, but
turned
the one a
into
little bit further
something.
east. Yeah, it's a warehouse for DOC. They have farms and kitchens and things like that in there, and the lifers are loving it. Those are the most well-behaved lifers you've ever seen because they now have a play place. And Gary took them all out, only 4 DOC with 12 lifers, and went out to go meet with a civilian that does farming, and they had farming lessons. And not a single one of them gave any shit to the DOC. Police got upset. They're like, there's only 4 DOC for like 12 lifers. It's 3 to 1. That's nonsense. They're crazy. They're stupid. I can't believe they're making dumb decisions. And you know what? I've had his back. And I was like, fuck you guys. Give Gary a chance. He knows how to handle these dumbasses. They're hobbled. Apparently, police didn't know that when their tracker's on, they're hobbled and they can't run. But Gary sold the helicopter. He got rid of all that nonsense. He's like, look, they dumped it down. No more class 2s in prison. He was like, there's no sense in us having it.
Damn.
No
Okay.
class 2s, no nothing. Yeah, he shut it all down. He's keeping that place in control. You know how many lockdowns we've had? Like hardly any.
It's good. It's good.
I'm shocked. He's actually keeping that place very well in line. Support him. Support him the best you can.
I will, but just like Scotty, you know, if we have issues from that place, we still got to do our jobs at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we have court on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You see the bullshit motions they're making? We want a probable cause hearing. It's like, you dumb motherfucker. It's a civil suit. There is no probable cause on this.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I couldn't care less. I'm going to turn up, drink my coffee, and go home. I really couldn't care less.
Yeah, we really only have to prove reasonable suspicion on that whole thing, and we have that hook, line, sinker. I really don't know what their intention is on this. I take that back. I know what their intention is the entire goal of it was to release the witness statement, because Reggie just wants to know who to kill.
Yeah. So, sorry, circling back, you've moved everybody to internal investigations, right? Is that a temporary thing till we get on our feet?
Yeah, for now. The priorities list is in the announcement email I sent out.
I'll have a look.
Task priorities.
Statewide investigations are still available for everybody, though, right?
It's on the back burner. I mean, they can assist, but they're not taking primary.
I just don't trust anybody.
You have to. Dark, you have to. We don't have the manpower. You're gonna have to let them do it. You can't handle all this on yourself. Look what happened. You were gone for, 2 weeks? And it brought us to a fucking crawl. Because I had to go learn about all the faceless shit and all the crazy Isaac Smith shit and get stabbed by this motherfucker.
Well,
because
to be
I
fair,
trusted to let you handle it all.
Everything with the Dr. Smith and the plague was handed to the PD on a silver platter.
Not everything. We had a bunch of stuff that we withheld from them, including the fact that the plague and the faceless were one and the same.
Don't tell me you told them about the fucking neurotoxin.
What do you mean? I
The
forgot
video
about the neurotoxin
from
thing.
Kiga? That is not the kind of thing we need getting out.
It literally has already been out, Dark.
Right, it's water under the bridge. If it's happened, it's happened.
Hold on. We got somebody walking up. Yeah. Look, it came down to we have to stop holding things to the chest dark. We have to start trusting the county police departments. There is no other option.
Right,
It is a statewide problem. The reason we're in this mess right now is because we've been withholding information, concerned about it getting out. The information's out. We're the ones behind. The only way we can play catch up is by sharing everything we have between each other. They're getting more followers by the day because the people on the street know more than we do.
Yeah, I imagine they know some stuff because people in the PD have leaked shit too.
Yeah, they probably have. But
I saw a
we
report
shouldn't
about
be fearful.
Go on.
We shouldn't be fearful about sharing it with all the people who can help because of the few people who are going to contradict that help. I mean, Dark, we had a marshal turn on us.
Yeah, I know.
It's all out there. It's all out there. There is zero reason to hold it back anymore. Since Oshira took those files and leaked it, it probably leaked it all, for all we know, or sold it. Fuck, I should have got a bank statement on her. What if she sold it?
Maybe.
But we had a marshal turn on us. There is no reason to hold it out anymore. Just assume everything is out there. So send it all out there. We know factually several pieces of those reports. Several of those reports have been exported. Yeah.
I'm not.
There was no reason to hold it back.
I mean, I disagree at the start, at least. I don't think, like, I was working with members of PD, but putting in, like, a public PD report is just asking for trouble.
That's why we put investigative reports that only detectives can see.
Right, like McNulty? The one you said is assisting? Oshira?
It was already invisible to Oshira. That wouldn't have helped anything. Oshira can see literally everything.
I don't know, man.
Got to stop withholding things. If we have to stop withholding things. The information containment is killing us.
I don't disagree with sharing information, but we got to have a plan for if that information gets leaked. Whoever leaks it, we need to have a way of finding out who leaked it, and we also need to have a way to bring justice to that push.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we start marking everything as classified, because then we can at least go for sharing classified info.
Yeah, maybe just classify every investigative report as a classified document.
Yeah, why not? There's nothing in the legislation that says we can't. You just put the tag on it, classified.
Yeah. I don't know, there's a lot of reasons not to trust people in the minute. But I understand the need to trust people. You know,
unfortunately, like I said, the number of people who can help us by sharing that report far outnumbers the number of people who are going to do us harm by sharing it to them. We are handicapping ourselves by not doing it.
You know, I spoke to my husband earlier, and while I was dying in the hospital, a detective of the BCSO was telling my husband that I'd made a deal with one of these people.
Snoopy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, apparently he was spreading all kinds of lies purposely to get the marshals hated. And the BCSO didn't do anything about it. Yeah, he was spreading all kinds of. He was literally admitted that he was spreading lies about the marshals to make people upset at us because he wanted to see people's reactions.
What a moron.
Yeah. Oh, Polito Bank. Oh, that reminds me. We got them all.
You know, the documents?
Yeah. We got the last one just a couple days ago. 16653.
Just tell me what it was. What was it?
I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. We got all 8 documents, though. The last one we needed was document number 1.
Where are we at with the Oracle? Any word on that?
Haven't heard a fucking thing.
We had that tweet back before I was in hospital.
Yeah, and that's it. Well, that's it.
I got it.
Those numbers and letters at the bottom of each of the FIB documents, they've got to mean something because they all follow a pattern.
Oh, yeah. I first thought it was license plates, but I think that makes sense.
No, they're all 4 numbers, 2 letters, 2 numbers.
Hexadecimal, maybe? Yeah.
No,
Convert the letters to
match
numbers.
the patterning. It's some kind of cipher.
I think the numbers might add up to a whole number. No, they don't. Never mind, ignore me. I don't know. Listen, I'll go along with it. I'll work with people, but don't expect me to be nice about it.
No, I'm going to be real with you, Dark. I am tired of trying to be nice. While you were gone, I've literally had instances where people were confronting me, asking me, and demanding, why aren't the marshals looking into this? And then I showed them the documentation that proved that we had been looking into this, only to have the exact same people turn around and complain, why